Okay, so there are quite a bit of questions I get when it comes to my skin, especially when I was little, because I had a very distinguishing red pigment to my skin. I still do on certain parts of my body, especially my face and my hands. And then my hair was always really short, and it didn't really look like normal hair. I actually didn't have a full head of hair till I was probably in the fourth or fifth grade. There was always like patches or certain parts of it that wouldn't grow. So there was always a physical. There's a lot of my skin disease is physical. I mean, you can see the effects that it has on me. So obviously when I was younger, I was asked a lot, are you sunburned? What's wrong with you? I'd have quite a few people staring at me, which I did not like. Most of the time I would just ignore them or wouldn't say anything or just act shy because I didn't want to have to go through the entire process of explaining about my skin condition, because it is a little confusing. And frankly, I didn't really know that much about it. Every 2 years there's a conference for people that have ichthyosis. The first one that I went to was actually a regional conference, and it was in Georgia. I was in I want to say sixth grade, and that was the first time I had ever met anybody that had ichthyosis, and it was definitely eye-opening, especially meeting, seeing people going through the same thing that I go through. Um, Unfortunately, nobody there had what I had, so it was good, but then I was still the odd one out. I have yet to meet somebody that has the type of ichthyosis I have. I've met people with similar types of it, such as Netherton syndrome, but there is a difference. From what I've seen, most people that have my diseases either suffer from the mental challenging parts of it or the physical challenging parts of it. And I don't have any of those problems. So I really don't know how I would approach seeing someone that has that kind of problem. Some other questions I usually get, obviously, is my most favorite one is, are you sunburned? Most of the time I probably am, but I do get a little bit redder after I get sunburnt. But I do have a natural red tint to my face and to my lower arms. A lot of that is because I've gotten sunburnt there so many times that my skin has just naturally obtained that color. Um, my skin is extremely sensitive to the sun. I can go out in the sun for maybe not even 5 minutes and I will be sunburned. A lot of it's the paleness, and then even though I do have an extra layer of skin, that extra layer of skin doesn't really even protect my skin from the sun. It actually makes the sun harm me more. I go through sunburns a little bit different than most people. Usually I stay burnt probably for a day and a half to 2 days, and then my skin gets really tight as it's preparing to get the burnt part of my skin off, and then that part peels off, and then it goes back to normal. Um, I do have a problem with suntan lotion. I have to use 50 or above, or it's like I didn't even put anything on. I usually tend to use a spray because it's greasy. I can't use the thick lotion kind. It just doesn't go into my skin very well at all. Another thing I have a question about, obviously, is my hair. Um, I can do normal things to my hair. I can cut it. I can, shampoo it. I can style it. I can flat iron it, although it doesn't really, there's no use. It's not long enough. I've colored it. I've never really like braided it or done a perm or anything because it's not long enough. But my hair is fairly normal. It's just short and it breaks off. It doesn't have sulfur in it. The best thing I usually do is just try to keep it evenly cut. If I see, one part of it's getting longer than the rest of it, then I'll trim it down a little bit. Um, and then I also take biotin pills, which not only help my skin, but they also help my hair. So, that helps and I also use like anti-breakage shampoo and conditioner, and then I use conditioner that's supposed to make your hair fuller, since my hair is like really sparse and it breaks off very easily. Um, Another thing I've been having trouble with lately is my nails. You can see they look really, you know, weird looking. Um, they've always looked weird, like bumpy and lumpy and stuff, but they've never like peeled off as they have in the past few years. Like it's almost like they're my skin. They just peel off or snag or do, basically they have a mind of their own. I can't control what they do. With me working with my hands so much, I have to wear gloves because of my hands. I work with cardboard a lot, so that really hurts the texture of my hands. So I use gloves. I've been using this stuff that's supposed to strengthen your nails and harden them to hopefully to get to where my nails can grow more normal. I keep them cut. Um, I've been cutting them with like fingernail clippers instead of my teeth. That might be one reason why they're like that. A lot of questions I get is, does it take you longer to get ready than most people? Um, I'll put it this way, it takes me longer to get ready than, if I was a normal person, but then again, most girls my age, have to do the whole makeup and hair routine. So, in some instances, it doesn't take me as long as it would them. I take anywhere from like in the mornings if I have to go to work, I take a 30-minute bath, and then I come into my room, I wear like normal deodorant and stuff like that. There's nothing really. I do have to wear the gel because the dry powder part dries my skin out, so I have to wear gel. I put Vaseline on, and that's the petroleum jelly kind. Um, just because it's the easiest to keep on my skin. It stays on there the longest. Um, every night I try to rub this stuff on my nails. I have eczema cream that I put on my hands and my feet when they get cracked or itchy. If I get really itchy, I have two options. One is I take a Benadryl pill. I don't like doing that unless it's late at night where I can sleep, because it not only helps me stop itching, it calms me down, and I don't want to be doing that during the day. Another thing is I'll put Sarna on. Sarna it's kind of like Bengay. It has a cooling effect to it, so it kind of calms your skin from itching. I used to hate putting it on. I still don't really like it, but I know it helps. Um, I get another thing about my skin condition is it causes me to have cataracts. I've had cataracts since I was 18 in both my eyes. And basically, some people have cataracts, just on the side of their eyes or something. Mine is full on in the middle of my eye, and it's basically the type of cataract that is caused by something else. So that actually makes sense, since my skin condition caused me to have cataracts. Um, Basically, I have fairly good vision, but my cataracts do cause my vision to be worse since they're right in the center of my eye, which makes it extremely hard for me to drive at night, and extremely hard for any kind of light to be shown in my eyes. So, I really never try to let my skin condition affect what I do as far as my job. I have had some issues with my previous job. I was actually a cashier, and I had to stop because all the frozen food packages, when my hands would touch them, that moisture that would get on my hands, I wasn't able to moisturize them as much as needed. So my hands would actually get cracked from handling things like that. And just the different types of things people buy, a lot of it would irritate my hands. And even with the gloves, it still wouldn't help. So I actually stopped doing that. The job I do now, it doesn't really hurt my hands as much as the other one does. And I can work at my own pace. I'm not having somebody behind me, telling me how fast to do stuff. So I can work at my own pace and by myself. So I know what to do and what not to do. But as far as sports and stuff, I really never had a problem with my skin affecting me in playing sports. I'm just not a very athletic person. I knew when to, take a rest if I got too hot or, things like that. I fish, I ride four-wheelers and stuff. I've never let my skin affect that. As long as I keep suntan lotion on and keep, water or something I can drink to keep me hydrated near me, I'm pretty fine. I've learned to know what I can take and what I can't take. You know, like I said, living with ichthyosis is a little bit different, but it's made me a stronger person. It's made me work harder towards things, and it's, you know, really made me appreciate being, I guess, different. I've always, when I was younger, I wanted to be normal. I wanted to be part of the in crowd, and I look back now, I'm like, thank God I didn't do that, because I would just be like everybody else, and I don't want to be like that. I'm happy I'm different, and if I have to have a skin condition that affects me for the rest of my life because I'm different, then, you know, I'm used to it. So again, if you guys have any questions or comments, you know, just let me know. This is supposed to be a question and answer session instead of me just talking about random things. So if you guys have any questions, any kind at all, just let me know, and I'll be happy to answer them for the next video. Bye.